Hollywood is
This is how it starts.
We started the band when we were 17 at the Queen's Head pub in Brixton.
Yeah. Practiced there for about a year and a half, and that was like a big part of how the band started because we shared a rehearsal room with the Fat White Family.
The general environment of that place, like influenced.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't so much like we saw what they were doing and thought, oh, we want to do something like that. It was just cool to be in an environment with a band that were like touring furiously,
doing something different.
And it was interesting to sort of learn how it all works.
Constantly people coming in and out of that pub who were just interesting and would probably do have an effect on the way we write or see music.
Yeah.
It was a lot more influenced by the people who went to that pub rather than the people
I just remember when it
room.
kind of went and we were practicing at his house for a while and like we were just writing the most awful tunes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think any of us have had that much formal training musically. We've had like bits and bobs of lessons at school, like, you know, the free shit they give you. Yeah. But yeah, I think most of it was just like hardcore bedroom time when you're 8 years old. The reason we started it was purely out of. I'm not going to go as far as say it was out of boredom, but it was just we were all just really into music. So I don't think we went into it with the intention of this is what we're going to do, this is what we're going to be about. But I still don't really think we know.
I don't think we ever expected to get this far.
Yeah. I
think we were a bit lost.
I think we were 17 when we started. We were still doing our A levels. Like, I'm 19 now, but we're still developing our sound. I'm still we're still developing the sound.
My brain's still developing.
Yes, Josh, your brain is still very much.
Yeah.
You can't decide what you want in Subway, let alone what musical legacy you want to leave.
I think it's more just taking the approach of when we started. We just played constant gigs like two people, so when you have that perspective, you have nothing to lose. You don't care if people are going to like you or people are going to walk out. Then if you have that approach to it, then you know you can sort of face it with the confidence, and maybe other people don't. The whole career is based on a risk, isn't it? It's very different to what a lot of people our age will be doing, or in many ages, and there's not a way in which you can there's not a sort of steady platform on which you can measure success in this business, because although you may gain commercial success, does that mean that you have the sort of material which is successful as well? So you could be playing to stadiums, but is your music not respectable? So there's loads of different levels. You might have a load of likes on Facebook, but people don't buy your tickets to your shows, or it might be the opposite way around. So it's constant just sort of having to work hard and having to adapt.
Up to this point, we've been we didn't intend to make a career out of it. We've gotten to this point just by like doing what we love doing, and that's like, obviously we want to impress people with it. Like we want to do well. We want to make a great album, and we care. Like I care about what people think about it. So like, if I make an album that I think's okay and everyone says it's shit, then it's probably shit. We all know how lucky we are. Like, there's one thing working hard, but like it's like it's ridiculous that we're here
in Texas.
In Texas right now, like playing shows at
drinking Lone Star
at this age. I think it all just fell into place perfectly. Like my approach to it has always been, like you say, to not take it too seriously when on stage, and I think that's kind of obvious. There's a bit of a maybe.
Comical aspect, I think.
Maybe there's a bit of a contrast also between the front man and the rest of the band as well, because there's quite a seriousness to his performance. But like, I like to think I just try and take the piss.
Fall on your arm.
But where we're living, there's something very exciting going on. Like in London, there's so many bands that we're friends with. Like there's a massive list, like HMLTD and like Fish and all these other bands in Childhood, where there's like a really exciting live roster building up, where everyone's so different, and people are either like electronic or like sort of grungy or whatever, and they all write great music. So for us, I think it's a very promising future. Like even for guitar music that everyone thinks is dying out,
Right.
I think
which it is, but not underground. It's building up, and these are all people we've just made friends with naturally as well.
like-minded folk.
I think it's all so derivative that it sounds slightly original now.
They're all so good. Like I've never seen anyone go and see a lineup of all of these bands and kind of single out, like go and just like one of them. People always are like, "Oh, I was really into all of the bands that were playing tonight."
Right.
So there must be something that we all have in common. But
I think with that, with Life, Slaves, the Fat White Family, and Idols, they're all, not in a bad way, but they're all of a different generation. Like we're all fresh out of school, and it's the exact same that's happening in the South London scene with all the other bands that Josh mentioned.
All like
earlier.
1920s.
And so that there's going to be a different perspective, and there's going to be a different thing that people are taking away from it. So I think what maybe these bands that are evolving out of this certain scene and area have to say it might be similar, but there will be differences in opinion because of just, it's a different time and so much is changing so quickly.